Today we start with the sai. Function of sais. Sai as a weapon is typically a metal weapon, as you can see here. These are perfect blocking weapons. If I have a sai against my arm, in any means, nobody can hit me. When you first learn sai, it might pay to buy yourself something made out of wood here and rubber here, because this literally can stab you or tear clothing, etc., if not used properly, with something as simple as dropping it on your foot. Please be careful. It's great in terms of being able to block or being able to strike or strike, swing, whip around the head, strike, and bring it back in to where it is relatively hidden. It is a perfect stab weapon. It is a great blocking weapon. I can block something even with one, and I can whip something out of the way. It can grab into this section here in the process of blocking. So, the way to use a sai functionally is, as I said, a block position. The way I would describe this position is, there's my hand. I have folded my thumb over in the gripping. I've put my finger on one side and my other three fingers on the other side. That is one position. When I re-grab, I simply drop it into my thumb, reach around it, and then put my thumb on the back side. The thumb acts as a reinforcement for the weapon to enable strength. If I were to stab without that thumb, I can do it, but there is some non-rigidity in that stab. If I have my thumb in place and I now do the stab, I have a much more rigid strike. Notice as I brought that back, I have to turn it so as not to hit myself in the eye. Again, why if you are a beginner, you should probably not use metal. So, we can block. We can block. We can single arm block. We can use the hook as part of that block and then whip something away. In addition to it, if I'm doing a form with it, I will bring it out. Notice the thumb is grabbing. I hang it over my thumb and I bring it back in. The finger is grabbing. So that move goes like this. If it's up or if it's out, it's the same thing. The finger is on the back side. The thumb and fingers are on this side. When I switch positions, I simply let go to the thumb, reach around the outside, and put this thumb down on the inside. So think of it like this position, thumbs down. If the weapon's facing down, it could be the same thing. The weapon could be facing up. Same thing, thumb goes onto the inside. I hook it against my arm and I reach around, hooking it with my thumb and my fingers and reinforcing it with the forefinger. So if I'm doing that with both hands, I start here, I drop, I reach, I pull it in, I stab. I want to bring it back, I simply roll it back and in. So I can come out, stab, I can come back in. Likewise, I can punch, same position, bring it over my hand, behind my head, notice the position changes. I now have the thumb position and strike down. What's important if you want the sai to look good is to not strike past your straight angle and up, because that shows your weakness with your weapon. So it should come down and hit. I can then turn it sideways and bring it in if I want. Back. I can do that with a kick. Here, one is blocking below and the other is blocking my head. Notice if I had been this way, I would have hit my face. And I can re-grab out, stab, re-grab. That's the same position whether it's up or whether it's at my side. It's the same thing. Okay, so there's only a couple of basic moves. This grab, and I come back. It's just whether I turn it sideways, whether I go over the head, whether I come straight out. That's all the same move. So here's an example of what I can do. I can block, I can punch, I can bring it over my head straight, bring it back in, strike down. I can then do it this way, downward block. The purpose of this weapon is not just blocking, but also stabbing or striking. You can secondarily use it, particularly in forms, to spin. The thing to understand about spins are it takes it out of my reinforcement phase that I told you about, puts the fingers over both sides, allowing me to then be more flexible in my activities. So keep in mind, you might want to be flexible in your activity and then find your strength. So I can kick and then come back here, strike here. So, standard position, fingers coming between to allow me to do anything that is a rolling type of activity, more like a nunchuck would be. A rolling type of activity, more like a nunchuck would be. Then I have to be flexible. That is not what I would call a traditional way to use a sai, because the traditional way to use a sai is to block, right? Stab, strike, punch. That's a reinforced punch right at the end too. But if you do want to have fun and you just want to play around, I can rip utilizing my thumb into one, utilizing fingers on both sides, and I can simply do this. I can start up high and I can come down. I can go sideways, I can roll back. I can even strike in like a shudo if I want to go around my head. Notice I'm turning it and striking in and down. It's just that it's less rigid here than it is here when I've locked it into the back of my wrist. Beginner 101 sais.